Hey guys, how's it going? This is Chris, and in this video we're going to be talking about who are the cypherpunks. Now, if you're here, you've probably gone down the Bitcoin, Ethereum, dog token rabbit hole. And I think you're going to find a little bit of comfort knowing that the origins behind all of this technology that's taking the world by storm actually have quite a deep freedom-oriented philosophy. So I'm going to take you through a little bit of the history, just a quick big points that you need to know to understand what this whole revolution actually stands for, or at least how it began, right? So the term cypherpunks is usually used when describing a group of mathematicians, cryptographers, and programmers that used to get together and that were heavily connected through an email list, right, around the 1990s. But what a lot of people did not know, apart of that they used to send emails with their different researches and that they used to advocate around a whole world of privacy and autonomy and freedom, is that the first time this term was coined, it was actually by this woman right here. Her name is Jude Millen, and she was a hacker, a very, very well-known hacker in her circle. She was actually called St. Jude of the hackers. She was born in 1939, and she coined the term, mixing what you've probably heard of, which is a cypherpunk genre, which is a fiction genre. There's novels, there's shows, cartoons, art, all around this like futuristic punk kind of art. And she mixed that with the term cipher, which really means a secret or disguised way of writing, right? So this is a term commonly used in the hacktivist or cryptographic circles, right? Now, here are the origins of everything, and I want to read this quick to you. The initial meeting eventually evolved into a monthly meeting held at John Gilmore's company, Sigma Solutions. At one of the first meetings, Jude Millen, we were just talking about her, a hacker and author better known by her pseudonym St. Jude, described the group as the Cypher Punks, a play in the word cipher or cipher, one of the ways to perform the encryption and decryption, and cypherpunk, a genre fiction made by popular sci-fi writers. Okay? From those humble beginnings, an entire movement evolved. As the group grew, it was decided that setting up a mailing list would allow them to reach other cypherpunks outside of the Bay Area. The mailing list grew in popularity fairly quickly and included hundreds of subscribers who were exchanging ideas, discussing developments, proposing and testing ciphers on a daily basis. These exchanges took place through the use of novel, at the time, encryption methods such as PGP to ensure complete privacy. As a result, ideas were shared freely. So basically, you can see that a very small group of cryptographers started getting together and then exchanging ideas and information and ways to maintain privacy. There were a lot of conversations apparently around this group of Big Brother and the government just applying a lot of different methods of control upon us. And basically, I think the big question for all of us is, what did they stand for? Just fast money, rug pulls, crypto dick butts, and everything that we see today in the NFT world? Not really. I bet you some of them, they actually look like pretty cool guys. They would pretty much laugh at everything that's going on here and enjoy it. Some might just get really pissed off of what has become. But I think they stood for something that was very, very important that we might be missing the picture today, right? There's a lot of greed entering the space in crypto and in NFTs. And I think some of the core principles that you can take out of studying a lot of these different characters are privacy, freedom, and autonomy. And then you have this character, which is called, his name is Eric Hughes. He's an American programmer, author of something that's called the Cypher Punk Manifesto. And Eric was apparently a part of the Cypherpunks. I think he was the one that originally set up the mailing list in which they communicated. But this is something that I really want to read to you because it'll deliver the punchline and you'll finally understand how this whole blockchain movement started. And I really think that we need to get back to those roots and understand how they can really be a power of good for the world. So let's read a bit of this. A Cypherpunks Manifesto. Privacy is necessary for an open society in the electronic age. Privacy is not secrecy. A private matter is something one doesn't want the whole world to know, but a secret matter is something one doesn't want anybody to know. Privacy is a power to selectively reveal oneself to the world. If two parties have some sort of dealings, then each has a memory of their interaction. Each party can speak about their own memory of this. How could anyone prevent it? One could pass laws against it, but the freedom of speech, even more than privacy, is fundamental to an open society. We seek not to restrict any speech at all. If many parties speak together in the same forum, each can speak to all the others and aggregate together knowledge about individuals and other parties. The power of electronic communications has enabled such group speech, and it will not go away merely because we might want it to. Now, I want to take away one big thing about the first two lines of this manifesto: privacy and secrecy. If we look at the world today with these two monstrous, huge companies that have overrun everything that's happened in the last decade, which I mean Google and Facebook, our privacy is pretty much a privilege now. I don't think actually that we were conscious of what we were doing for the last 10-15 years, just open-heartedly delivering all of our data to Facebook and Google, and privacy has become a rare thing, and we're actually starting to value it now, right? There's a huge movement behind the whole NFT culture, the crypto culture, of operating behind even a pseudonymous or just a NFT profile picture, or simply taking a little bit more of respect of my private life. And I really understand that. I've been doing a personal brand in different markets for the last 7 years, and I do believe that we have the right to reveal the parts we want to reveal of the world about ourselves. We shouldn't be exposed to attacks on our privacy on a daily basis. And that's what I want to take about this first part of the manifesto. Now, the manifesto is quite large. You can find a link right below this video to the manifesto. So research it, enjoy it, read about it. And my whole point with this video was reminding everybody in the crypto market that even though you might not be a cypherpunk, you might not know about programming or math or encryption, or you might not care that much about, autonomy or freedom or privacy, I think we should always make an effort to remember that there's a big philosophy behind this massive tool called blockchain that we just received. I think we should always be very, very conscious that blockchain can be used for good or for bad, right? That we really need to be careful about the whole level of greed that's going into the crypto markets right now. And I am just so glad that blockchain exists and that we have a decentralized way of doing things that will give us a little bit more freedom. Tell me what you think below this video. Tell me if you enjoyed this brief summary of the Cypher Punk manifesto and what they stand for. My name is Chris, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao, ciao, ciao.